Yo, what's good, everyone? I'm here with the legend convicted of fun, Ryan Mejia. Yes, it is. He is very well known as one of the best, if not the best, TOs in South Florida for FGC. Been doing it for a very long time. Has done multiple different games. Is one of those lead community members here that really has developed the fighting game community in South Florida. Anything you want to say to the people to intro yourself?
What's up, guys? It's your boy Ryan, aka Convicted of Fun. No, man, it's your local community TO. Been here for it'll be a decade. End of the year now.
Nice.
I've been running larger events in South Florida. I've run events in Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. Been playing fighting games since I was a little kid, but entered FGC about 11 or 12 years ago, something like that. Yeah, no, it's not much to me. I'm a simple guy.
Man, you do amazing work, man. We're
Appreciate
very
it.
blessed to be working with you and be able to build the scene. And, we help each other out. But, like, at the end of the day, we can't do it ourselves. You really need someone that has the passion, that's part of the community, and is able to bring people together.
Yeah.
Because the one thing I've noticed with TOs is, like, you can't just, like, organize a tournament and expect people to show up. Like, you really have to show people that you give a fuck, that you're, like, one of them. And,
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely it's a bit of a combination of if you build it, they will come, but if you build it good, they will come.
Yeah.
If you just build it, no one's really going to care because if you don't have the interest, right? Like why should they
Exactly.
have interest?
yeah, it's, like, community driven is just, like, that's what builds it.
Especially
It's
in fighting
grassroots.
games.
Yeah, it's grassroots.
Fighting games especially is very personal because again, it's a one-on-one game. You get to know individual people, not just groups.
Yeah.
And with that, you build those relationships. Like in fighting games, I have some friendships to me that are like those guys are like extended family to me.
Yeah.
We've known each other for so long now. The camaraderie that we all individually share is like it's crazy, and I think that's just part of my success is I know that if I've got something cooking and I know I'm doing a good job, I know that my community will back me up and,
Yeah, exactly.
like they'll show up for it. So
Yeah, I was in a fraternity in college, and, like, one of the things that we would say is, like, we're not in this alone. We have a whole brotherhood behind us, and you can see the same thing in, like, these gaming communities. And that's part of the reason, like, when I was getting out of college and I started falling back into my passions of gaming, that I saw there was really, like, not much going on in Miami in terms of the big scope of gaming. But you see, like, that same social atmosphere coming in when we're doing, like, these LAN tournaments for, yeah, we do a bunch of PC games, but the fighting games is the same thing. Like, you're really building, like, a brotherhood almost. I'm sure you call a lot of these guys your brothers. Like you said, they're your family. So it just holds a special place in my heart. And, like, just being able to bring all these communities together, but also, like, just seeing, like, people like yourselves who are the head of these communities and all the work that you've done and all the passion that's put into it. And, I just give my utmost respect to that, bro.
appreciate it.
Like,
Appreciate it.
it's crazy seeing what you and the team are able to do. And I've worked with a lot of TOs in Miami, but, like, you really stick out because you've really been able to build, like, a solid core team out of it. You know what I mean? Like usually it's just like we work with one TO, but you come in, you have a whole crew, you have production, you have a guy lighting, you got a guy holding a camera, you got a guy TOing, and like, you've really been able to, like, build those steps, and I'm sure it's taken a lot of time.
It's taken a lot of time, a lot of hard work, and a lot of dedication from other people to recognize that we're in this for a very long-term plan.
Yeah.
I always tell people, you meet all these people who try to get into esports to make a quick buck, and it's like,
yeah, they're out faster than they're in.
Furthest thing from it, especially fighting games. If you're investing in fighting games, you should look somewhere else. It's definitely it's a long-term investment and not the kind that you're thinking about.
Yeah, people think they're gonna make a quick buck from it, and it's like,
yeah,
nah. This is passion projects.
Straight up, it's almost all passion projects.
Shit, even this is a fucking passion project to a good extent.
Fingers crossed one day it stops being a passion project. And
we're trying to make the best of it, and we love what we do. We love what we do, but it's, like, unimaginably, like, hard work that most people just would not be able to do.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we were talking about, like, I can't imagine what it's like owning the venue or operating the venue, all the stuff that goes into it. I was just visiting Flynn's, they're getting ready for Fighter Fest, checking out the new space. I can't talk too much about it, but like they're still waiting on licenses and city inspection. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that was a pain in the
And I remember
ass.
you guys.
Yeah, you saw this place like in crumbles, like there was just dust and debris everywhere.
The old walls were still up.
And we like went to town on those walls. I felt like I was playing Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, you're playing Sledge.
Yeah, just going through it. I mean, it's fun to like look back at it now and fucking laugh about it. But man, during those times, it was fucking miserable. I was so stressed out and frustrated with everything that was going on. And you know, we anticipated like, oh, we'll be open in like 4 months. We just gotta, you know, when we talked to our contractor, like, hey, this is everything we need to do. Yeah, I'll take about 4 months to do. And then like you said, the permits and all that, it took a year and a half for us to open. And we're paying rent every time. All this money's coming out and nothing's coming in, and everything's getting delayed. And if it's not one thing, it's another. And it's just like, when is this gonna stop, bro? When is this gonna stop? But man, look where we're at today.
No, seriously.
Look where we're at today. We've been open a year and change. We opened last April, and we've been blessed so much with like the opportunities that have come, and there's still so much more to come, and just everything we've been able to accomplish in just like so little time, in just like a year's time. So it's like crazy. Like, what are we gonna do in 5 years' time?
Yeah,
you know?
man.
I mean, when we started ROK 6 years ago. So it took us 5 years. When we always knew this is what we wanted to do. It took us 5 years to even get here and start. And like on our grand opening day, we're like, oh, let's go, bro. We finally made it to the starting line after 5 years, bro.
Yeah.
Love to hear how you got into the FGC.
Someone on Twitter, actually our new editor for SOFLODOJO, I think his tag is fake Bruno, I forgot. But Bruno, he was doing he made a post like, what got you into fighting games? And it got me thinking about like, it was really like a weird series of events. Like, so when I was a little kid, like everyone else, like my age, I'm 31. Grew up playing SF2 with my brothers. I read the manual, so I learned how to do Sonic Boom. They were just doing like, you'd mash hands with Honda or Blanca, you do lightning or hands. Used to go to there used to be an arcade at Mall of America called it's called Final Round. It was called Final Round. Hit Third Strike there. I played that a little bit when me and a friend would go there after school sometimes because he lived in an apartment complex nearby. The fighting games are always kind of a part of my life at a very casual level, but I always knew like I liked them, you know, like they're interesting. I just never took them seriously. And then in high school, Street Fighter 4 came out in like 2009. Me and a group of friends were like, hey man, a new Street Fighter's coming out. All of us should get it. And I was like, sure, I like Street Fighter. Like that's what my brain says because I played the other ones. Like, why wouldn't I like it? That was a blast, you know, playing with friends in high school. I had like people I actually played with later, which was interesting. And then I dropped out of that high school. My mom was like, no, stop. You're going to go to a school anyway. So I went to a computer high school in Homestead. And that's where I met a very old friend of mine, one of the best Marvel players right now. Has been for a while, Escalante. We went to the high school together, and me, him, and a group of other friends, we would walk after school to a plane trade that was up there. I don't know if you know what plane trade is. Yeah. And they had like some of the plane trades had, right? They had like the game lounge in the back, and so we'd go. Super was out at the time, so we'd be playing Super Street Fighter 4, or I think it was I can't remember, but we were playing a version of SF4. And during that time of my life, that's when Vanilla Marvel 3 dropped, which was like I think 2010. It's either 2010 or 2011, whatever. And so I watched him play that, and other people at that shop played fighting games too. I don't know any of them anymore because I just don't know if they ever came out to anything. Yeah, that's kind of like how I got more into like seeing it as like a real tangible thing. And then, you know, fast forward, we had graduated from the high school. Escalante hits me up. He's like, hey man, I'm going to the tournament at AO. Do you want to come with? And I'm like, fuck it, why not? Sure. And I had been going to AO for years. I never saw it like that until that night. I went, it's fighting game nights. I think they used to be called CVS Tuesdays. Tuesdays. And they were playing SF4 at Marvel. And it was sick. And I was like, fuck it, I'll enter. I think I brought my 360 controller. I got cooked. Obviously, like, I didn't think I was anybody.
It's your first local.
And it was my first local, but I was like, damn, this shit kind of suck. I got washed. I want to get better. And then, like, everyone was playing on stick. And, like, I remember, you know, like, stick was fine by me. And I kind of, playing fighting games on pad always felt a little weird to me. So I bought, like, an old Mad Catz T360, and then that was really the beginning of it for me. Yeah, it was a combination of Escalante and some of my friends in high school. That's really what got me into fighting games like where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And then this TOing, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So AO was like your first local ever?
That's
Crazy.
It was awesome. Used to be in the little back corner. It was all dingy and shit. It was great. Shout outs to Rick for having us there.
Yeah, Rick and Stacy. Shout out to you guys. Fucking
It was awesome.
The local legend over here.
That's also where I started running locals too.
That was your first, like, you just approached them? Or how did that work out?
when Street Fighter 5 was getting ready to come out, I told them I want to hit the ground running with this. You know, they kind of like, I don't want to say they ignored me, but maybe they brushed me off and they didn't think it was going to be anything crazy, so they never got back to me. I was like, whatever. Let's see if they're going to be prepared for it. Because I was already doing SF4 for them, but they weren't sure if they wanted me for SF5. And SF5 dropped that. And then that tournament, the launch one we did at AO, it had 50 participants, 50 attendees. And that tiny ass little crate. This is before the bar expansion too. Way before the bar expansion. They've been running Smash there for years. The place got stupid packed. I go there and I'm like, there's too many people, and they had like one setup, I think, or like two, so I had to scramble. And I was messaging everyone. We still have the same fucking like messenger group for Street Fighter players. I was like, guys, I need PS4s with the game like ASAP, like stat. Let's get this going. And we ended up with, I think, 6 setups that night, and I ended up running the bracket that night.
Nice. And
then that kind of solidified me as their TO for the next several years there.
Yeah, that was the beginning.
Yeah, scrambling them together. And that wasn't my first turn. That was just my first local thing I ran. Before that, I would run Smash tournaments, like house tournaments.
You just at someone's crib, like, let's get together? Or?
Yeah. I used to have a friend that played. His tag was Lysozi. It still is, I think. Shouts to James. He played Smash competitively, and one day I was like, yo, you should come by. You should play. You should have casuals at like my house. My parents used to have like a real big house. And some of them came by, and they thought I was a cool dude. And like, hey, man, like, thanks for hosting. I know for sure you guys are cool. We did it like a few more times. We called it Casuals at Casa Mejia. That's when we started Smashing Good Time, which is our old tournament company name.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And that was Smash events. It was this long series of Smash events. That first one was in December of 2014. It was at my parents' place. Nice. Tall kid broke a chandelier.
Which Smash was it?
It was Melee PM. I did not do Smash 4 at the time. I didn't really care to. I was more like, I knew the Melee PM people more. So I was more interested in doing stuff with them. Because it was never really about like maximizing attendance or profits. Like, and we did make money on that stuff too. But it's never about getting the most. I was just, with the money we get, we just reinvest. Yeah, we just reinvest to try to do like better stuff. Maybe pay people.
Finally have like a stream and some mics.
We ran one there. We ran one at this dude's house in Miramar, Hialeah. Shouts to Cuban Sandwich. Great house. Had a pool.
Great name too.
Had another house. We ran one in Hialeah. I think his name was Rainier. I don't remember his tag, but shouts to you, bro. That was a good one too. I signed a player there to go to CEO.
That was your first sign?
Yeah, because I was into the idea of cultivating the community and trying to give opportunities to people, because like I come from a pretty good family. I'm not gonna say I'm like well off, but like my parents are, we're good, right? Like I'm good. Like I personally have like the security of them, and by proxy a little bit of financial security. So like I know I'll be good.
Yeah.
I know not everyone has those opportunities, so it's kind of backwards thinking. But whenever I get a lot of money, I'm like, nah, bro. Let me like buy someone drinks, or like let's get back, or I'll throw like a stupid pop bonus.
Yeah, that's what I noticed about you, like off rip, that you were just like always giving back even more than like you would receive.
Yeah, like I know I've run some rocks here where I've done like pop bonus. We made like that day probably like 90 something bucks. That means I put in $100. I lost money, but it's not the point.
Exactly.
It's just not the point. It's not the point
at all.
But yeah, I signed some at that one, and then we ran one at do you remember there's an apartment complex across from FIU? It's called like 107 Tower.
Yeah.
We ran one there in their game room on the balcony.
Nice.
That was a dope tournament.
That's sick.
Yeah, that went from Smash to Street Fighter. I was already playing. I was mainly a Street Fighter player. I had an interest in helping the Smash community because they had taken such good care of me. And there's friendships there as I've had now forever. I met my current editor because of one of those connections.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was the piano room during that time?
So Piano room was like a pop-in set era. I was never actively part of that, but I would go by to see them playing. I would like go for like the anime players were there a lot. I'd see them play. We played some SF4 sessions there. One of our first SF5 events was there. We were like, oh man, let's just use a space that Smash players been using forever.
Literally.
Yeah.
That was like the classic, like, known gaming spot.
Yeah, no, everyone would talk about GC this, GC that. I'm like, I can go to FIU. What the hell is GC?
I went to FIU, and I remember, like, as a freshman, like, I'd purposely, like, I mean, I always had to go through GC, but I'd always take a stroll through the piano room because I was such a gamer and just wanted to see, like, oh, who's playing League of Legends and what are people doing over here? And, I'd just, like, scout through, like, try to talk to people. Like, I'd see someone playing League of Legends, I'd just go, like, stand next to them and start watching them and, like, start a conversation with them after. And, man, it's so cool. I mean, back in that day, it's crazy, like, looking at how far FIU has come now. Because now they have like esports club, esports teams, like official.
They've been doing all this
They're
stuff.
building a whole gaming lounge. They're building an arena for gaming.
Yeah.
And back in the day, it's like I remember Frost, who introduced me to you, Hector.
Yeah.
He was one of the pillars that was approaching FIU back in 2011, and they wanted nothing to do with gaming and esports.
Yeah, I remember he sent me the video.
Dota. He was a pro, and
he
had all this all these dreams and aspirations to like help them with it, and they never gave like the time of day. And gaming and esports has gotten so big today, like you can't ignore it anymore.
Like, you can't.
It's everywhere. It's in your face. Everyone's born into it. Like,
it kind of sucks to see too that like they're doing their stuff, but they're definitely a little late to the race.
They're late to the race, and it happens with every college I see, for the most part. Maybe like 99% of the colleges is just like cannot be run by someone that doesn't know what they're doing, that isn't part of the scene. Like, you have all these higher ed people making decisions.
I know someone who works at FIU. His name is Pedro. We worked together at there was like a Broward Comic Con, or I forgot what it was called exactly. They hired him. He was running, I don't know if he was the esports person at FIU, or he just happened to do like some gaming stuff at FIU. I can't really remember, but he knew a friend of mine, Cakes, Nothing Excess, who also worked at FIU at the time, and we worked together on CEO Evo. We've known each other for years. And then they reached out to me. They're like, hey, we might be getting this gig for Broward. Do you and some people want to do this? It was to run a Fortnite event there. And I was like, sure, I don't know shit, but yeah, let's do it. And that event was disaster. We made the best of it, but trash fire, bad management. I won't speak on it any more than that. One day, Pedro hits me up. Hey, we're doing some esports stuff. I would love for you to come by. I'd love to have you interview for some positions. And I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. Brought my esports CV, I don't really have a normal CV. I've never prior to working with my dad, I hold down normal jobs.
Yeah.
I worked at Cooper's Hawk. I worked at GameStop. Like I said, I was a really normal guy. I dropped out of college because I was invested in all this, and I was like, I kind of want to focus on that. I was able to, like I said, parents were. I knew that I'd be good. I go into this interview and I pretty much show them who I am. I let them know pretty much I'm the shit. You'd be dumb to not hire me, and I let my spiel down. I basically said, what I don't want you guys to do, and I hope you don't do it, is you bring in some guy who's going to have more money than me, who's going to be dressed nicer, and it's going to be like, if we put money in this, it's going to work, and it's going to be all this stuff. And that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen? Waste a bunch of capital. That guy's probably going to leave, and you're going to be left with your hands like this doing nothing. I told him I'm one of the most experienced people, I'm sure, in the county, probably in the state, next to Jabali and a few other TOs. Bring me on. I want to make this happen. And that stuff all slowed down because of COVID and all this stuff. But more importantly, it's just I think part of what also maybe didn't seem as appealing to them for me was that I was a dropout. They didn't know I was a dropout, but I had no decorum.
Yeah.
I didn't have a degree. I didn't put any of that in my resume. I leave it on purpose. I'm not trying to lie. But that's when I realized that higher ed people they want the decorum. And I even told them what are the benefits? I heard you get 2 free classes a semester. I'll get my degree while I'm working here. Like let me do that. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
You get the thing you want, and I can help you make something even better. But yeah, they never got back to me. They never got back to me. It is what it is. I still wish them the best. I love that guy Pedro, by the way.
Yeah.
We play. We have to still play some Yu-Gi-Oh. We chat about Yu-Gi-Oh all the time. We've yet to sit down and play.
But we're both very busy. One of these days.
Yeah, I think he's tried to talk to you guys. He develops indie games. Yeah. You might have met him at that when they did that FIU thing. Yeah, the gaming thing.
Oh yeah.
I forgot the name of his game and like his company.
I don't know if he's reached out, but I should definitely reach back out to him, see if there's anything we can do
before I leave, I'll find his Twitter. I'll send it to you. You should totally hit him up.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what we'll do, but we can maybe figure something out.
You guys should do an indie showcase.
Yeah.
Something like that would be
showcase.
Fun.
That would be sick.
Indie showcase would be super sick. You do like locals, but
That's a good idea.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about that now. There's so many little random sparse start stories for me of phases of my FGC life.
That's typically how it tends to go, man.
Yeah,
I love hearing your story.
I'm still remembering how like this started. Like I'm there at Texas Showdown. I think it was Saturday of Showdown or Sunday, and I get your call, and I'm like, oh shit. And you guys had just opened, and I'm like, damn.
You're like a year, like 4 months later.
No, like straight up, it was in the back of my mind. One of the things I'm not even thinking about, and it happened, and I'm like, I have to go when I get back. And I think I went that first weekend that I was back. I was beat to shit, but I was like, no, I got to come by. And definitely right now still is one of the best decisions ever. We have a amazing venue now. ROK Esports is definitely like home for me. Home for a bunch of us. Love it. We got so much to build up on. I love it here.
Yeah, man. Just improvement little by little. What was your first impression? Obviously when you came in here when there was nothing, but when you finally came in here, it was like.
I mean, so that's the thing, right? I saw it that way. Yeah. So coming in, I was like, damn, what the hell? Like, I remember, I pulled back into the shopping center. I'm like, damn, the last time I was here was really that day with Hector and Gene and like. Damn, bro, like what? So walking in and seeing everything built out was surreal. Like it wasn't even like I built it, but I felt like, damn, we made it.
Yeah, we're here. Look at this. Like we got all the resources necessary to do like whatever the fuck we want with.
No, yeah, and it's been awesome seeing you guys just do shit. Like that Val tournament this past weekend. Like that was sick.
That was sick.
Guys is doing like the Modern Warfare tournament. Like you guys can do so much.
Yeah, it's like. We've only been open now for a year and a couple months, and when I look back and I see like for Warzone, we had the guys. I don't know if you've kept up with some of the Warzone news that just happened like a month ago. There was these guys that usually in Warzone they do like 6 maps, and then they add up your kills and what placement you got, and you get like all your points added up after the 6th map. And they had like $1 million tournament for the Esports World Cup, and also World Series of Warzone's happening right now. But the guys that won the whole thing, they broke history because out of the 6 maps, they won like 4 of them. 4 in a row.
That's a strong.
And Warzone's like a 150 person lobby.
Yeah.
And it's like those guys were here when we did a Warzone tournament. When we do for Smash, we've had like MK Leo and Sonics and Tweak, and we had like the top 10 Smash players here. We're doing another event in September where we're gonna have like the top 20 Smash players here, and a lot of them are coming from Asia and stuff like that too, which is sick.
Nice.
They're getting invited because we've done a lot of events with Luminosity that we've been blessed with, and they want to do all these invitationals and crazy events. And one of the owners, Alex, he's a local. He lives 15 minutes down the street. He was impressed seeing the venue, and it also is easier for him since he's so close. He can pop in and out, go to his CEO meetings, and et cetera, et cetera. But now Valorant, we have some of the top players, and when we do a Street Fighter, when we finally get that big event going for Street Fighter, we're gonna get all these top players coming in. But it's crazy in so little time, like the caliber of players that have come in for different games.
Yeah,
it's just like best players in the world coming in for different titles, and it's only been a year. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
No, it's sick. It's sick.
And shit's about to get even crazier the next year. And most of what we've done, it's all been self-funded. Like, we don't have any sponsors at the very moment. Valorant, like, the one that just passed, we put up a $5,000 prize pool for that tournament. Like, no sponsors. Like, all us. Like, from marketing the event, planning it, executing it, putting a team together for it. And we've been really lucky to also like have the core that we do have between like me, John, and CJ. Like it just like wraps everything up so well because John does a lot of like the operations and the bar and stuff like that. And then I'm a lot of like the hospitality and the people person and making sure that each and like I go out of my way to make sure like every single person like is good, like no issues, like make yourself feel at home. Like if you need anything, let me know type thing. Like I'll give people like this kid was like a 17-year-old kid this weekend. He's like, yo, like he's like, I'm dead broke. I can't even get a drink and stuff. I was just buying drinks for him and giving him snacks and shit like that. And then we have CJ who has like all the IT background, all the production background, like things that like all the zeros and ones that I can't read that language. He has it on wrap, bro. Like all these microphones and lights and making sure everything works perfectly and the tech issues. And like he taught us how to run. We had to run 10,000 feet of internet cable and he taught us how to run the cable and crimp it and put the head on. And the server that runs all the games, like he literally built the whole network infrastructure from here, like got the server running and like connected to everything. And it's just like everything happens for a reason. We wouldn't have met CJ without knowing Jovi, who's like you don't get to see him too much. Do you know of Jovi?
I know of Jovi. I don't think I've ever met Jovi.
He was here this weekend because Valorant is his game. I fucking should have introduced you to him, but so much shit was going on. But Jovi used to paintball with CJ back in the day, and Jovi, like when we first started ROK back in 2019, we started at Lincoln's Beard Brewery. Me and John, like we registered the LLC in like December of 2018, and our first event was February 17th of 2019. And about like a week or two before our first event, Jovi DM'd us like, hey, yo, I see what you guys are doing. You know, I'm in esports. I'm an ex Rainbow Six Siege pro player. And he was actually part of Frost's org called Flipside during the time, like back in the day. And that's how they knew each other. And Jovi was one of those guys where he knew what he wanted. He knew he wanted a career in esports, and it didn't matter how he got there. Like he was going to figure it out, like no matter what. And in the message, he sent us like a paragraph like this big, and we're like, this is really interesting. Like, let's meet with this guy. And then when we actually talk to him, it's just like, yeah, this guy's the real deal. And 2 years later is when he introduced us to CJ. They used to paintball together like back in the day, this and that. And from then, when CJ joined, he's been with us ever since, which is I think like 2020. He's been with us for like 4 years straight. Like even during our downtime when we couldn't throw events or do any lands, he was with us like planning shit and executing shit. And Jovi's been with us for 6 years. He's still helping us out to this day. It's just like God is on our fucking side, bro. Putting the right people putting the right people in the right places at the right time, and everything just like coming full circle. And this year our goal is just like we always, me and John been saying a lot, like let's just keep doing dope shit, bro. We keep doing dope shit, people are gonna come. Like let's have fun with it.
You guys are the definition of if you build they will come.
Yeah. The biggest thing about like me is like I'm in no fucking rush either, bro. Like this can take as long as it freaking takes. I'm in it for the long run, just how you're in it for the long run. Like patience is a virtue. I'm gonna let time do its thing. I know this is gonna be successful, but it's not gonna be successful overnight. You know, and that's part of the game that we play here. I will say, like, the one challenge that we do have is that it's hard to be a good organizer for like all the different games that we try to hit, because like we don't focus on one thing.
No, yeah, you guys try to do everything.
Like, we try to do everything.
But I mean, that's why it's good that you guys tap the local talent, local TOs.
Yeah,
people who can know those things, and you can put someone good there. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. It's just, bro, these days it's so hard to find.
I mean, yeah, that's another thing too, right? Not every city or region has a dedicated, like, hey, I'm the guy running LANs or events for this game. Dude, most people just want to be players. I mean, like, I want to be a player, you know?
Yeah, it's like we've been open for a year and change. Like, we don't have a Fortnite TO. We don't have a Rocket League TO. Like, we don't have TOs for most of the games that are out there. In fact, we have a handful of TOs, maybe like 5 TOs, and how many freaking games are out there, you know what I mean? So what would your advice be to, like, maybe, because at the end of the day we're gonna have a problem if we're not able to like develop new TOs and bring people into that. What would be some of your advice? Like, how can we help get new people learning about it and developing those skills?
It's really difficult because you need to TOing takes a special kind of person.
Yeah, I feel like it comes from within. Like
Sometimes it's from within. There's some people who are thrust into it.
yeah,
Some people it just kind of happens. For me, like it kind of just happened because like I was already doing the Smash stuff. I was already good at TOing. The old TO, he kind of passed his torch to me. He knew about my stuff and like what I was doing. But when I say it takes, and I'm not trying to gas myself up, but it takes a special kind of person because like we were talking, like you got to give a shit. You got to care. It's got to come from here, in my opinion. And it's like you need the drive. You need the drive to want to run an event and at the same time care about the people at the event. And that's the hard part. Especially like we come from the gaming community, which is already a huge, like I'm doing a sweep, right? It's a huge subsect. And gamers are awkward. We're not the most sociable people, but it's important that like fighting games got me. I used to be a really shy dude. Yeah. Really shy dude. Fighting games broke me out. Broke me out of that shell.
Developed you into the man you are today.
You're kind of forged in the fire, of whatever hobby you invest in. If you invest in it, I put in all this time. I never got good at SF4, but I liked it. It was still fun. I liked the people I was playing with. We have a really good community here in Miami. For the most part, there's not a whole lot of drama. It's like I can just focus on the event stuff. And even if there's drama, right, it's not my problem. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to just make sure we put on some good events. I would just say if you notice someone who seems like they care a little more, maybe talk to them and be like, hey, would you be interested in this? And we could like something that we could totally do. TO workshop, show you different bracket softwares, the kind of social skills that you would need. Because TOing is very much a hospitality job. Like I learned that real fast. Like once you scale up, like at CEO, I'm definitely the guy who's like, my job is to moderate the event, but I'm also like, I go out of my way to like, you guys good? We all fine? I find solutions for certain problems. I can take pride in knowing that there are specific instances where I've got us return customers, return attendees, right? Because I help make their weekend special.
Yeah, and you should show that you give a fuck.
Yeah, it really is just, you got to find someone who looks like they give a fuck and tap in on that. I don't think it can be forced.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I would definitely say like, it's hard. Again, they kind of have to stand out, and it's something I wouldn't force. If you guys can coast on some basic stuff for some of the games, cool. But definitely, obviously, you want someone who cares about those games, right? Yeah. And who knows if we even have that here, like locally. I'm sure there is someone. Yeah. And we just don't know about them. Maybe they don't even know about us. Yeah. That's why we were talking about it forever ago. Advertising is so important. We got to get the word out, let people know like we exist. I always tell people like a little small tangent, but it'll tie back in. If you care enough about the hobby that you're invested in, the drive doesn't matter. The annoyances of the day, oh man, like it doesn't matter. You're still gonna end up going. You're gonna end up going. Once you find those passionate people who find out about rock and they're like, damn, that's super far. It's all the way down south. Ah, fuck it, I'll go. You definitely found something there. You found something. It's been hard to get people to come here, but when they see it and they see like what we're doing, they definitely get it. They get it. Clicks. And when you find those people who are willing to make this drive, you'll know that you found someone who's definitely trying to be about it.
Yeah, it's crazy because like it's gotten to a point where like we got people catching like 5-hour flights over here, 10-hour flight. We've had for our Warzone tournament, people came from London just for the weekend. I remember when we just opened up, like we had this insane like weekly schedule with like tournaments every single freaking day of the week, like multiple tournaments, and we had Call of Duty on Wednesday. And bro, there was this guy that would drive 5 hours on a Wednesday to come here to play a 3-team Call of Duty local. Like 15 people would show up. Yeah. And we would end at like 1 or 2 in the morning. He would have to do another like 4-hour drive back on a Wednesday night. Yeah. It's like, whoa. In what world does someone do that?
Some people just have that random drive. They just kind of want it.
Dude, it's like 5 hours on a Wednesday night to then go back home that night.
Not everyone's like that. Not everyone's like that, but some people
that was crazy. And like I'm able to sit back and see that like some of our strong suits is that like we are attracting talent and we're attracting people that are willing to go the distance for us and to make these long ass trips and flights and this and that to come here. But one of our weaknesses is like we're not getting the people that are like down the street.
Yeah,
pull up. It's just something we need to do better at.
That is one of the problems I feel across every game is getting people locally to go, hey, there's like a thing.
Yeah.
You guys should totally come and check that out.
Yeah.
You know, I was in the Tekken Discord a few weeks ago, and some of them weren't coming to next level, and I was like, why aren't you guys coming? You know, I want to know what's going on, and ultimately, like, they give me their reasons, but I just pretty much said, like, I hear all you guys, but honestly, what I think is happening, and it's no disrespect to any of you, but if you take it that way, that's your fault. I told them that you guys don't really have the drive to get better. You guys don't really want it, and that's okay. And I do that as a bit of, I'm not lying about what I'm saying, but I also use it as motivation because motherfuckers hate when you tell them, no, bro.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You mean, of course I do. And try to light a fire under them, you know. I couldn't attend the following Tekken local. I was busy, but I don't know if any of them were inspired, but I checked my phone that night and like 150 messages, and I was like, I'm not reading all that. It looked like it's more excuses and people talking about other stuff that does not involve how am I going to get out to more locals.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, people got to want it. Fighting game players are particularly lazy just because now we have good online infrastructure. And honestly, you know, I don't fault them. Why would I come out? I got good online. Well, not Tekken players. They got bad online.
Yeah.
They should be coming out whenever
free
they can.
online
But
tournaments.
free online tournaments,
Thousands
right? Like,
of dollars of prize.
you know, you can just play online. Like, why would I come out? And to them, I always say there's nothing like the camaraderie of community that you don't get anywhere else in probably your life, unless you're doing, like, again, this is a hobby for a lot of people, and hobbies are passionate spaces, and it's up to you to, you know, go, do I want to let it into my life? There's people go skeet shooting just for fun.
Yeah.
But then there's people get hella serious. Like, do you want to get hella serious? I don't know. It is a whole mixed bag, but definitely I think if you're not coming out to offline, you're missing out on like the important parts of, like, I don't know, bro, being a person.
Yeah.
Talking to people.
Being a person.
Socializing. Developing like skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
Being
the
part
thing.
of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like, people will always say this, and it's always stupid to me. It's just a game. And it's like, you're right. It is just a game. But it's not just about the game. It's more than just the game. It was never truly about the game.
It was never about the game.
For some people, man, like, people like to clown on the people who are super passionate, man. If this is someone's passion to win their local or to win a major, yeah, for you it's just a game, bro. For him, like, that's the dream.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
That is the dream.
It's a mixed bag. It's a lot. Ultimately, like I said, not everyone's passionate. I tangented a little bit.
Nah,
But it's just something that always gets me mad.
Yeah. Anything exciting coming up?
Anything exciting? Yeah, man. We got Fighter Fest 6 on November 2nd over at Flynn's. They're building out a new space. I'm excited to see it fully built out. It's gonna be good. We have Island Paradise coming up on September 28th. That's our $2,000 pop bonus tournament. We got Tampa's already been super down. They were hitting me up at Evo like, hey, yo.
Finally, bro.
Yeah, they were like, hey, yo, what's going on with that tournament? I'm like, I got you. Chill. So we started promos. Now we were filming a bunch of stuff yesterday at Guildhall.
Nice.
A bunch of stuff. And that's going to be good. I'm excited. We're probably going to get a lot of people for that. Dew might come out. We might get Sherry, I heard, or we might get some out-of-staters. It should be a fun time. Ultimately, I just want an opportunity for people to come down and be able to experience South Florida, because, like you said at the beginning of all this, right? Like, you guys recognize, like, there's nothing going on in South Florida, like, esports-wise, and it's true. And it's like, why would anyone come down here for anything? Like, people used to say, bro, Orlando never comes down to play us in Street Fighter. And it's like, why would they? They're like the better region overall, right? Like, why the fuck would they come? Like, and this was back in the day, right? Like, our best players aren't even like super big shooters. Like, we're good. Some of us are good. We're not that good. We're not, fucking drive all the way down there to play this person good.
Type shit.
So, like, well, like, why would they come? I don't fault them. We always drive up. It is what it is. And I've always wanted them to come down, and now we have an opportunity. We have actually good players. It's not just the money they're coming for. We got Itachi, Paladin. I mean, like, Mena might be able to come. Like, I have to message him about it. I would love for him to come by.
That'd be sick.
But like, we have stuff here, and like, I want people to I want people to come to my city because ultimately, when I travel, I feel like I am kind of an ambassador for Miami in that regard. Where like everyone likes to rag on Florida, and I'm like, Miami ain't Florida, straight up.
Dude,
It's crazy. It's crazy how not Florida Miami is.
Yeah,
it's actually nutty.
And we hear it like that's kind of like the biggest turnoff for people is that we are in Florida, but they don't realize that like we're not Florida.
Yeah, no, everyone hears you're in Florida, and they're like, oh man.
We don't identify as Florida over here.
Yeah,
bro.
no, straight up. Like once you're already driving through Broward, you realize, damn, Miami really it's a whole different. It feels like a whole different.
Yeah,
place.
we're like an island, you know.
Feels like a whole different place. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's an opportunity that they'll see how dope that venue is, right? And then maybe once all this stuff comes out the way we hope it all does, maybe we do some bigger stuff down here and we get them down here to Miami, right? And
absolutely.
That's what I'm excited for.
We will for sure.
To get them here and do special stuff and try to like give my players opportunities to play better people.
I've been craving that here for a while for Street Fighter. I've been bothering you about it for months.
That's the thing.
It's gonna happen.
That's the thing. I feel like I need you guys to push me because like
I'm gonna push
because like you guys are like optimists. And I'm not pessimist.
Exactly.
I'm not a pessimist.
I know exactly what you're saying.
I'm a realist.
Yeah.
I'm a realist, and I like to do things when I know they're right. And now things are slowly starting to feel right. By the way, for Island Paradise, shout outs to Nightbreed. It was his idea. He hit up Aerodusk because that's his venue. It's like, hey man, I got $1,000. I like want to throw a tournament. Aerodusk hits me up like, hey yo, Nightbreed might be serious about this event. I'm like, might be. And so I was like, tell him I'll match him.
Good shit.
Tell him I'll match him.
Good shit.
And now, yeah, we're doing it. We're gonna make it happen. And it's not a free tournament, so we might cap it at 64. So that's 640 more possible dollars on top. And it's a top 8 payout. It's gonna be good.
That's money.
It's going to be good, man. It's going to be a fun-ass tournament, and I'm hoping it ends at a good time so I could try to bring these people down here, try to take them to some good food and show them around.
If there's anything, I mean, Guildhall is a very good venue, so I'm pretty sure they have it unlocked. But if there's anything that, we can do to help, just let us know.
I'll hit you guys up.
If it's this or that, the third, let us know. We love to get involved in any way we can.
For sure. I'll definitely talk to you guys after.
How did you, obviously you're amazing local TO. You're super well known for that, but you also are traveling constantly for the big events. So how did you get into that?
So the way I got into big event work was, I think my first CEO was 2014. We found that, I think it was that badge. We just cleaned out my office. We found the 2014 badge and I thought, oh man, this is sick. I saw Mike Ross bring down the cage for the cage matches. It was crazy. It was crazy. Met Maximilian at that tournament, and I was like, damn, this is awesome. I love this. Like the vibes are too good. And then I went to that following year. I was like, I want to travel more. That was so sick. I went to CO 2014 kind of on like a whim. You know? I had known people there who'd been going for years. Like Escalante was on the, yo, bro, you should come to CEO. I went to CEO 2015. I planned on going to Evo that year as well. So I made it to Evo that year. That was sick. I wanted to volunteer and Nothing Excess Cakes. They told me like, no, you shouldn't volunteer. You should totally just come and experience it. But I was like, but I really want to volunteer. Like I want to, it was like, I'm already into TOing. Like, just let me get my feet wet. And eventually they caved and I was able to TO a bracket and I saw Fab play. I don't know if you know who Fab is. No. A really famous Potemkin player. And I didn't know who he was at the time. So I was like, who is that? Everyone crowding around him. Like, you don't know Fab? I'm like, no, I don't know Fab. And they were like, watch. He fucking cooked. It was like Rev 2 Exerd. And I was like, damn, that Potemkin kind of nice. Who is that? Fab. And I was like, damn, that's sick. And then the following year, CO 2015 already, I volunteered there. And then 2016 was, I think, the first year that they hired me as staff at CEO. Because Nothing Excess also worked at that event at the time and put my name in the hat. And, they trusted me. So it was cool to know someone vouched for me. And I was brought on as, I think I was just a general bracket runner, but I was like someone at the desk, I was just really like, I was there and I was kind of learning a lot. I was observing, had friends within the TO group. And then that year, Street Fighter 5 came out. It was 2016. And, oh wait, first of all, before that, I also went to my first combo breaker that year, where I also volunteered. That was a volunteer one? Wait, was that volunteer? I can't remember. Maybe I did volunteer. I'm pretty sure it was a volunteer job. I was pretty sure it was a volunteer gig, and that was awesome. So I was already building all this experience. I'd volunteered at a bunch of previous events, NEC, a bunch of Smash events. And then that Evo was my first year staffing. I think Seth hits me up, hey, do you and Rosie, because Rosie was working with me too, do you and Rosie want to work Evo? And I was like, sure. Doing what? A data entry. And the data entry involved there at the time, I was SF5's first year. I was a little over like 5,000 entrants, a little over 5,000 entrants. And it was just me and Rosie inputting like paper bracket data in a really old proprietary software made by Tom and Tony Cannon at the time. And really, I guess that was kind of, to me, I feel like that was the beginning, was that event. Because every year after that I staffed at almost every event that I went to. CEO, Combo Breaker, I got brought on. I've been with Evo since that year. 2016. And then I started working with Jabali more because, you know, he runs CEO, and I started doing DreamHacks because of him. He got that job with he was the fighting game person for DreamHack for years. Started doing that. And yeah, I just kind of fell into it. Literally, I just kind of like, I wanted it, but then I also kind of fell into some of those like gigs, and yeah.
I mean, hard work pays off. I mean, you volunteered, and the opportunity started coming your way after that.
Yeah.
And
yeah, no.
Kind of goes with that mentality that like you get what you put into something.
No, 100%. That's why I always tell people, like, there's people who try to fast track and try to go, hey, what can I do to do this? It's like, show me you're here first. You know, I gotta know you. People always want to try to jump. It's like, relax, like slow down. We're gonna be here.
Yeah, they just want to get on top of the mountain, but they don't really realize the climb to get on top of the mountain.
You do gotta climb. It is long, but it's rewarding. Yeah. I love what I do.
I was just having a conversation before you hopped on with John Falco, and he was saying like people are always looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, and what he learned is that there is no light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to find the right tunnel that you just want to go down. What tunnel do you like going down? And
I see that.
You just go down that. You know,
I see that.
It never ends.
I mean, yeah, like I feel like I'm the worst adult that, you know, everyone's got like, you got to have prospects. You got to kind of know where like you want to end up. And
it's like, we'll figure it out.
I don't know where I'm going to end up.
Me neither.
We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm horrible, you know, with that shit.
But I feel like I'm going to figure it out eventually. You know, who knows? Like, I do want to do it full time. I do want to do it full time.
Yeah, I want to see you going bigger, bro. I know you can do it. I know you're ready for it already. I feel like
I am. Just like we've said, pieces got to fall into place.
Yeah, but pieces have to fall into place. But when you're ready, bro, like you're at the point where you're saying has to be just do it.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Like you just got to pull the trigger. Like you can show someone the door, but they have to walk through the door.
Yeah.
You can do it, bro. 100%.
I feel that.
You just got to pick a date, make an announcement, and get it rolling. 100%.
For sure.
You need to take yourself and what you're doing and your passion to the next level, bro.
Yeah.
I want to see you fucking running the majors. Like
one day.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
One day.
I'm optimistic as fuck, but I see, like, when I see potential in someone, like, I just see all the fucking potential, you know what I mean? I just want to see you fucking, and I see the dream and I see the aspirations, and, you know, I want to see it happen. I want to see it come to fruition.